Hello everyone. So in this video we will see how we can conduct a webinar from GoToWebinar platform. Let me start from the beginning. First you may have to log in by your username and password. Once you logged in, you will see all the upcoming webinar in your upcoming event list. Okay. There are two. One is upcoming event, another one is past events. Past events are the events which are already completed. So we have to look into the upcoming events in order to conduct the webinar. And let's say we have this webinar which is scheduled for today and we need to conduct it. So click on it. Three options: start, share and practice. Let me briefly introduce these three options. First is to start webinar, of course. Second one is share. At the last moment, if someone requests that I did not get the invitation for the webinar, and if you want to send this webinar invitation to somebody, you can share that from here. And here, if you want to practice it before you start the actual webinar. But if you follow this tutorial carefully, then you don't even have to start the practice. You can just simply start the webinar right away. So let's click on start. Once you start on it, then it will automatically launch open GoToOpener. This is one of the piece of software which GoToWebinar platform use to conduct the webinar, and it is always better to conduct the webinar from this option. Then you will have more features when you conduct the webinar. So click on it and then it will show you this little instruction.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an organizer and may now speak to any other organizers or panelists on the line. When you are ready to begin the presentation, press the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast.
Okay. Once this announcement is complete by GoToWebinar platform, then you can minimize this window and here you can start the webinar. But this is your main window. Here you will see what you can do during the webinar. And first you may have to launch any PowerPoint presentation or whatever you want to present during the webinar. That a document you have to open. If it is a Word document, you can open Word document. If it is PowerPoint, you need to open PowerPoint, or if it is any PDF, you can open the PDF. So let's assume that we are going to do the webinar through the and we will do some kind of presentation. So let me open some kind of presentation. I will open one test presentation here. So once you open the presentation, it will look like something like this, right? And you need to make sure that you do this presentation in the presentation mode, not like this, because there are two different way you can view the presentation. This is like an editable view and another one is the presentation view. So let's say you go here and click on slideshow and then play from the start. Once you click on this, it will enter in the presentation mode. Okay, and it will look like this. So once it looks like this, then you have to do this thing. First of all, select here under show you have to select the presentation. So here under Microsoft PowerPoint you will see couple of options. Okay, so see, you have to select here PowerPoint presenter view, not the slideshow. Don't click the slideshow, otherwise you will be changing the slide but your viewer may not be able to see the changing slides. So you need to make sure that you select presenter view. What is presenter view? Presenter view is this screen what you are already presenting, and the slideshow means that editable view, where you can edit the PowerPoint presentation. And once you select the correct view, then it will show you two options: start broadcast and not now. Let's say you want to start broadcast right away, then you can click on start broadcast and then you will be able to start your webinar where your audience will be able to hear you and they will be able to see what you are presenting here. But let's say you're still not ready and you want to give some time, then you can just click not now. Here in the small window you will be able to see what you are presenting. first slide of our presentation. And the same thing what our audience is also able to see. Let's say if you want to show your video or your camera, you can click on this, okay, and then it will show you the camera in the background. The camera will be in the background, you won't be able to see it, but your audience will be able to see it, and you will be able to see the presentation, so you don't get distracted. That's the automatic feature by GoToWebinar platform. And then once you are ready to start the broadcast, you can click on start broadcast. Once you click on it, make sure if you want to record it, make sure that you have selected this, you have just check mark on this, record on start. Once you have this thing check mark, then as soon as you start broadcast, it will start recording the webinar in the background. Okay. And once you are ready, you can just click on this, make sure that microphone is on, and then click on start broadcast.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
So it will do the another announcement, and then after announcement, whatever you speak, your audience will be able to listen. And during the webinar, make sure that you have selected this one. If you have selected this one, you see when you click on this window, like this small menu item, or you can say this dashboard of GoToWebinar, then you won't be able to change the slide. So in order to change the slide, you need to make sure that you have selected this one by clicking on it one time. And let's say you finish with the presentation on the first page, you want to go to the second page, just click on the forward key on your keyboard, or you can click through your mouse, and it will also progress. You are on the second page, let's say third page, and during the presentation, if you want to use pen or anything, you want to highlight anything, you can just select that from here. And then let's say I want to emphasize on this one, I want to make some marks on this. So this is how you do the presentation. Once you are done with the presentation, you can stop the webinar by clicking just simply here, by stopping the webinar. If you want to see if there are any questions in the background which your audience may have asked, you can click on the question tab here, and then you will be able to see all the questions. If you want to see it in a bigger screen, you can click on this like this, and then you will be able to see this. Some of the questions you may need to address during the webinar, so other audience also can get benefit out of those answers. But if some of the questions are very short and straightforward and very specific only for that particular user, you can select that question, and then you can write that answer over here, and then click on send privately. That message, that reply will go privately to that particular user. If you want to send that reply to every single audience, then you can click on send to all. So this is how you can handle the question and answer during the webinar. So this is one of the thing. And yes, one more thing, let's say you see like how many people are attending the webinar. You can see that under the attendees there will be two tabs. One tab is like you as an organizer and other panelist whom you have invited as a panelist, so that you can see under staff. And your audience you will be able to see under the attendance. Now attendee will not be able to use their microphone. They will be able to ask the question only by chat form, and that will be limited only to the staff. It means either organizer can see them or other panelists can see them, these questions which are being asked by the audience, and they won't be able to other audience won't be able to see those questions. So this is how you can see the attendee. And let's say sometime what happens is that some panelists they attend they join webinar by not using the specific invitation you may have sent, so they end up in attendees list. Now you have a facility in this program where you can select that attendees and you can promote them as a panelist. So that you can do. Let's say by mistake some panelist ended up into the attendees list, and you want to promote them as a panelist. You can select that attendees, and then you can promote them as a panelist. So then they will be able to speak, and they will be able to follow along with you as a presenter also. Okay. And one more thing, that only organizer will be able to control the presentation. You want to go forward or you want to go backward during the presentation, then you need to show the presentation as an organizer, not as a panelist. Panelist will not have the control over the presentation, so only organizer will have, or the presenter will have the control over the presentation. Okay. so that you can see here. Under sharing, you can see that how the signals are, how the attentiveness of the attendees, and how many attendants are there, that you can see right from here. If you want to see, if you are curious that what's going on analytics wise, you can see that right from here. Sharing means what you are sharing to your audience and what your audience are able to see. You can pause this thing, you can change the windows, whatever you want to change that from here, you can do that from here. You can give keyboard and mouse control to particular panelist or presenter, and then you can change the presenter also from here. Let's say right now you are doing the presentation, but if you want to change the presenter and you want to make some panelist as a presenter, then you can change the presenter from here, and then this presentation will stop, or the other person whom you are making a presenter need to show the presentation from their end. It making just changing the presenter won't give them the ability to control the presentation what you are showing from your computer, so you need to make sure before making someone a presenter, that the presenter need to have the presentation ready in order to show that presentation on their own computer. Okay, so these are the option. Audio, yes, if you have any issues related to audio, you can tweak around under this audio section. Maybe someone may have selected wrong microphone, that you can select from here and make sure that it is audible to your audience. And once you speak, and if this this bar is fluctuating, it means it is picking up your microphone voice properly. If it is just gray and don't show you anything green, it means the microphone is not working. And we already discussed about the questions. Polls, yes, during this presentation or a webinar, you can create a poll and you can ask question and you can immediately get some kind of vote if you want, so that is an additional feature which is very good, and this is always used to increase more engagement. If you already are getting good engagement, then you don't need to use the poll, but it is always better if if you think that the audience which you are expecting are an engaging audience, then you can definitely use these polls. Handouts means those documents you can upload over here which you want to distribute during the webinar, so you can upload those documents here. And chat, it means if you want to chat with someone who is attendees, instead of just waiting for them to ask, if you see someone is attending over here, or you want to do the chat with everyone, you can select that here. And so this is what all about this control panel of GoToWebinar platform. If you have more question or anything, please write in the comment, and I will be happy to give the answer of those comments. After this, if you want to, let's say, stop the webinar, so after the closing remark, you can just simply click on this control panel, and then it will show you the GoToMeeting over here. Click on it and you can click on GoToMeeting, and that will show you the option End Webinar. Okay, so you can click on this End Webinar, and it will show you like this, like a exit survey, and if you want to fill it out, you can fill it out. Otherwise, you can just simply click on it, and after finishing this, the system will automatically process the recorded webinar. You can close this one also, because this is on the cloud, so this process will happen on the cloud server of GoToWebinar platform, and that will be taken care automatically in the background. Once the processing of the recorded video is done, system will send an email to the administrator account that recording is complete, and for a video has been processed, and you can distribute that video to your attendees. Okay, so this is how you can conduct the webinar. This is how you can handle the question and answer. This is how you can use all the features of the control panel of the GoToWebinar platform.